story. Oh, piss off. You heard of this guy? Daryl Davis. He's a fucking legend. He pisses all over the idea of deplatforming, the idea of certain kinds of shadow banning, blocking, all that other nonsense. He pisses all over it. And this story is from 2016. There's a reason I've gone that far back. There's a very good reason. Look at that as well, just before Christmas. Nice little fluff piece to make everyone feel good, wasn't it, eh? How this black man convinced 200 racists to leave the KKK. I think that's a fair... You don't often see that, do you, hey? You don't often see racists, and it be an accurate term. Usually it's just, you voted for... You what? Because you want your coal mining jobs back? You don't want... You've had a 30-year decay in your little town, and you voted for Trump because he said that he was going to bring coal mining back to America. You, sir, are a racist. Bollocks. But these guys actually are open, card-carrying Ku Klux Klan members. And for 30 years, Daryl Davis, a black man, he spent time befriending them. Really, really interesting. There's been a few documentaries made about it. And, he genuinely does it. He sort of basically says to their face, why do you hate me? And it's awkward and it's horrible, but he pulls them back. Look at this dude, he's sat there with his robes on. Good. More speech, free speech. My neighbour, he's not even like a strong Muslim. He don't give a... He's like Muslim in the way that I'm Christian, Forced to church as a kid, but you don't follow any of it now. But you've got that cultural whatever. Fucking hates Jews. Really hates Jews. Right? I don't care. I don't give a shit. I want to know that he does. His daughter still plays with my daughter. I don't care. What am I going to do? Oh, no. No, I want to know. It's got to be out there. But anyway, let's focus. For 3 decades, blues musician Daryl Davis has travelled around the US seeking out white supremacists. Hero. This man is a hero. An absolute hero, especially in this day and age. Would you imagine if I started doing this? How quickly? Can you imagine me sat there with a white... You can't sit next to a white supremacist these days, even as a black person. You'd be hard pressed to be like, oh well, I don't know. But anyway, the point of this is a lovely story. I never set out to convert anyone in the clan. I just set out to get an answer to the question, how can you hate me when you don't even know me? Very good question. Very good question. And I would apply that to anyone apart from Owen Jones, man. It's always true. It's a wonderful thing when you see a light bulb pop in their head and they call you and tell you they are quitting. Fantastic. You can be worried about the continuing demonization of white men in particular. That's just a standard thing, isn't it? Hey, look at this white guy here with an opinion. It's getting more and more common. It's ridiculous. And you complain about it and they go, oh, really? Easy life that you've had. It's like, yeah, because you're a white supremacist. That's why. You think white people are better. That's why you look at the colour of my skin and make assumptions about it. But I think this guy's amazing. And he's a hero. And he's been written off in phenomenal tones. A lot of respect. Obviously, there's been a lot of clickbait nonsense. It's not working, it's not right. And it's like, well, he's done a lot more than you'll ever fucking do at Vice or whatever. Or at Vox. Sowing hate, sowing distrust. This guy's actually doing the job. Now, he is a speaker at this Friday's Minds in Real Life. This man who went face to face with 200 KKK members. I nearly said clan then, but one of the K's is a clan, isn't it? I don't know, despite what Aidan puts around. It's not in my mind. But anyway, this guy is the first listed, along with David Pakman. David Pakman's a very, very intelligent guy, actually. He's about 4 years behind the curve in terms of actually understanding what's going on, but he's an intelligent guy. And what are they doing? They are ending racism, violence, and authoritarianism. It's this Friday. 1 day, 20 speakers, endless discussion. Fan-fucking-tastic. The Great Migration, a discussion on digital and physical immigration. Oh, immigration. how prohibition amplifies problems. What role should corporate America play in activism? Look at these names as well, man. Nuanced context and the future of comedy online. How to admit when you're wrong. That is a phenomenally important one, isn't it, eh? They've got Roman Millennial, Tim Pool, Melissa Chen, and Carl Benjamin at that one. Jesus Christ. That is going to be phenomenal, isn't it? Because we're all wrong. I love being wrong. I absolutely adore being wrong. It hurts sometimes. It frustrates me, and I'll sit there and I'll be like, fuck. But I love it, especially when one of you does it with good, honest intentions of just actually educating me. There's a guy, if you look at the latest, the Greeter video that we put out, there's a guy just going, oh, you're a grifter, you're just calling me loads of names and shit. And I just tried my best to goad the dumb fucker into actually watching the video before he made a comment. Because that's not educating me, man. If I'm wrong about something, go for it. I was wrong about socialism. Look at this as well, bringing them back from the edge. De-radicalization. That's what we do here. That's what we try and do. That's not the whole point of Trigger Warning. We're here primarily to have fun because we enjoy it. But part of it is de-radicalization. It's getting things out there. Everyone's welcome. Look at these speakers as well. This is a great event, man. Absolutely stunning. Carl Benjamin. Stephen Knight, he's a good lad as well, actually. He's a good one to thingy. Oh, they've got Mark Meacham himself. Karen! I really like Karen Stratham. She's a men's rights activist. And she's very, very clever. If you want someone to take feminism apart for you, then she's the woman to do it. She's fucking phenomenal. Blair White, fantastic mix here. You got people from all over the place. And Andy Ngo, whose crime is being a journalist that covers Antifa honestly. How dare he? How dare he? I saw a video with Andy Ngo the other day where some people were talking from the Proud Boys, apparently. I don't know if that's who they were, but that's who it says they were. And he literally just is walking along the street and he just walks up and they're like, 707, look, here he is, colluding with them just before the attack. And he's literally walking up the street. He's doing the same thing that he does with Antifa. When, Antifa Proud Boys, they're protesting the thingy. He's being a journalist, standing there looking at what they're doing. And they're like, see, he talked to him. That's their proof. That's their fucking proof. I seriously, look up Andy Ngo proof. Any proof that he's a right-wing extremist, that he's provocateur. The proof is always amazing. They assume rightly that most people aren't going to watch it. The same with Carl Benjamin being supporting paedophilia. Daily Mail headline. All the people on the left just cut the Daily Mail off the top and then shared it and went, look. Because they all hate the Daily Mail until it says something they agree with. Now, we got Daryl Davis, first listed guy. Tim Pool himself said that he's the guest of honour. He's going to get the biggest applause there. He's going to have the biggest amount of respect for sure, because the whole point of this event is de-radicalisation, people. It is to end racism, violence and authoritarianism. I wonder how this is being written up. Should we have a look? Vice! Former source of news. The Nazi dog guy and other free speech activists tried to throw a $150 event, but New Jersey wasn't happening. Do you know why these events cost $150? Do you know why events that get smeared like this cost $150? It's because they get no government assistance. If I want to throw an event called Connecting... I don't know, I can't think of anything. Connection, women in games, something like that, yeah? I'm going to get a sweet pay packet. It's going to cost fuck all. It's going to be free. It's going to be free or very, very little, because the government or organisations that are funded by the government are going to throw money at me to do that. They're going to throw money at me to do that. because it fits nicely into that feminism, women are victims, aren't they? So we need to do it. These people don't get these kind of funds, so shit costs money. It does. But New Jersey wasn't having it. A theatre in New Jersey just cancelled an upcoming conference featuring right-wing provocateurs. Really? This guy's a right-wing provocateur, is he? David Patman. Like, I don't know if you know Tim Pool, right? But he's like the most milquetoast lefty. Like, he's just so, like he's a good guy. I'm not having a go at him or anything. But, like, David Patman is like a freaky lefty to him. This is insane. You've got a guy associated with the Young Turks. But they said featuring right-wing provocateurs. A theatre in New Jersey just cancelled an upcoming conference featuring right-wing blah, blah, blah after facing backlash from local activist groups. No. They're the locals. They're the people who live local. They're bringing people in, but the activists weren't local. The people phoning bomb threats into the bloody theatre, and that's spreading, that the rumour and the growth of that spreading on social media. Shit rags like Vice writing stories like this to lead up to this are the reason why. Because enough people said to the theatre, if you do this, you're dead. You're done. It's over. We're going to smear you just like we smear the Nazi dog guy. Slated speakers include right-wing blogger Andy Ngo. He is a journalist who has been featured in many newspapers, legitimate newspapers, actual paper ones, not just online, proper ones. Not just that, the dude appears on Fox all the fucking time. You know, when he got beat up? I mean, unfortunately right now in America, for some reason, the only mainstream news people that will cover things like this is Fox, which is really unfortunate. I mean, look at the Weinsteins after Evergreen College. Fox was the only one that had talked to him. And then everyone's like, oh, you went on Fox, did you? And it's like, yeah, because it's news and people need to know. And Fox is the most popular one now. It's kicking ass. Made a career out of peddling conspiracy theories about Muslims and leftist protesters. Conspiracy theories. He is a journalist who records Antifa committing acts of terrorism. He literally records it and then posts the videos. He does editorialize when he writes it up. Yeah, he does. But I wouldn't say he recently made nearly 200,000 on GoFundMe seeking support after anti-fascists. Oh, it's nice the way they call him anti-fascist. I'm anti-fascist. Everyone's anti-fascist. Fuck you. Beat him up at a Portland rally in late June. See the way they're framing that? Well, if anti-fascists beat him up, then he must be a fascist. He must be. They're not saying it, obviously, but they're just allowing your Vice Vox slate brain to just go, oh yeah, well, he probably deserved it then, didn't he? Yeah. I mean, he does do conspiracy theories about him, so no. Far right anti-feminist YouTuber Carl Benjamin. He's not far right in the slightest. He's a dirty centrist, but okay, let's just leave that go. And Mark Meacham with his old communist tattoo. He was famously arrested in the UK for sharing video of his dog learning how to do Nazi salutes. We're also expected to speak. Yeah, okay, but these aren't far right. Oh God, what does that? Like, seriously, if you're watching, put it in the comments. Tell me, what does far right mean anymore? It doesn't seem to mean anything to me. I try and think about this. I think wholly I'm kind of leaning. I lean left, but I like the idea of social programs and us taking care of each other, but. It's really, really, like, there's some, it depends what you're going to ask me about, where I am on, there's no, like, for me to go, right, this is where I am on the political spectrum, and then, right, these are all my beliefs that all line up there. I'm continuously amazed at the lack of imagination of people who are just there. That's where I am. And it's like, well, no, because we could talk about 100 different topics, and I'd be all over the place. I don't know. I don't know. I was going to talk about the wedding thing then, but that's a private thing. I'm not going to talk about that right now. Weddings freak me out though, man. Weddings freak me the fuck out. Like, why do you need the government's permission to stay with someone? Why do you need them to officiate it? I can kind of understand a religious leader doing it. I kind of get that. Kind of. Because they're your, like, spiritual go-to. But the thought of somebody from the government writing my name down, going, right, sign here, and giving me a fucking certificate. Fuck you, man. I don't need your permission to live. Fuck that. Freaks me out, that. Bothers me, that. But I don't know where that is on the spectrum. People from the left, that's probably far left, isn't it? It's probably super far left. Really. But then again, there's a weird collectivist thing there. I don't know. That's what I mean. It's complicated. Anyway, back to the point. Back to the story. The event, organised by cryptocurrency alternate social media company Minds, planned to bring together controversial internet personalities and trolls to talk about ending racism, violence and authoritarianism. Minds, by the way, was the only social media company to appear alongside a bevy of MAGA world celebrities at the White House recent social media summit. Yeah, do you know why they weren't at the social media summit? Because Facebook and Google and Twitter have been there every fucking week for years. They're pumping money into it. The whole point of the social media summit, although the vast majority of it was just a show of force against censorship. That's the play the White House is doing right now. But it wasn't. The reason is because pricks like you smear them. And Twitter and Facebook and Google boost you. Google's front page on any search right now is a joke. It's insane. I tried to find this, right? This, IRLminds.com, New Jersey. Couldn't find it anywhere. I was Googling it like fucking mad. Google it was gone. Did not exist. News reports, nothing that showed me anything good. That's why they weren't at the social media summit, you fucking tools. You fucking tools. With tickets at $150 a pop, the conference was meant to be the first in the series of events promoting viewpoint diversity. Phenomenal. Good. Look, this one man convinced 200 racists. That's got to be a good percentage as well. I mean, there's not that many. There's only a few thousand of them. What did he get? 3, 4, 5% of the KKK? Just one man? Brilliant. Let's get him in, talk to everyone. Try and spread his perspective. No. But local activists, they weren't local, said that this description was disingenuous and bombarded the theatre with phone calls complaining. A similar event at Broadway. So what? Also drew, so what? I think it's a smokescreen. As much of what they do is, said Daryl L. Jenkins, a local anti-fascist. No, Antifa. Why do you keep calling him anti-fascist? Everyone's anti-fascist. Everyone. If you're an anti-fascist organizer, then you're Antifa. They knew all that they had to do was call it that, and to get their base of fans to start yelling at people who are opposing the event. Really? Well, this is insane, isn't it? This is literally insane. You're going to bring together people from all over the political spectrum, people who, yes, are controversial, who do dislike each other, and you're going to sit them down face to face and have conversations. How's that bad? That sounds phenomenal to me. Let's check it out, actually, though. I want to know. Are we gonna, in terms of the main speaker for the event, are we gonna mention him? Let's try and find him in page, shall we? No mention of the main speaker. That's strange, isn't it? It's really weird, that. It's odd that they managed to convince him, isn't it, to come along. And Dave Patman, who Mr. Oh, the left aren't so bad. There's no problems with free speech, blah, blah, blah. These are just minor events. That's his perspective. I guess. Here we go. It's just loads of quotes from the people who oppose it. Where's the actual? Oh, we've not got any, have we? We've not got any. Oh, okay, cool. Fuck you, Vice. This is why you are failing. What about the Philadelphia Inquirer? Here we go. Local paper. Let's see how they do, shall we, before we go to your comments. Kicked out of NJ. Right-leaning event on ending racism is headed to Philly. Really? South Jersey progressives and their allies have sought to silence what's billed as a freewheeling public conversation about ending racism, violence, and authoritarianism. Isn't it amazing, though, that they're saying that's the trick, that's the scam, although this article does go somewhere else in a minute. Apparently, this is a trick, and they're just calling it that. But what about all the people who then buy tickets? And, but... they're so insane. What are they then going to do? Just get Darren Brown out to just hypnotise them all and go, you hate blacks. You really hate blacks. Whilst our mate Daryl's just there like, what the fuck is going on, man? A description critics believe is camouflage for what in fact will be a racist, fascist hate fest featuring people who may have alt-right white supremacist sympathies. But rather than allowing the rest of us to evaluate the participants and decide for ourselves whether to plunk down as much as $150, in Pittman, opponents insist the gathering was a sinister purpose, blah, 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 and they're going to shut it down at all costs. Isn't this terrifying? Isn't this terrifying that a bunch of predominantly white, wealthy protesters are stopping people from congregating and discussing with each other? Say this is cover. Say the nonsense is true and they are white supremacists, or they're all teetering on the edge of it, which is why they invited this famous guy that deprogrammed 200 KKK people. But maybe they're trying to get him on side, eh? Maybe they are. So what? They have every right to meet. As do the KKK, actually. As long as they're not actually stringing any fucker up, which they haven't done for years. They just sit there now. You see that picture going around on Twitter at the moment? There's like 9 of them at a bus stop with the signs. Let them be. Let them do it. Let my neighbour go on about the Jews all the time. I don't give a shit. If you're not actually hurting anyone, so what? Let them speak. Jesus Christ. Organisers announced Friday that the event will be held on the same day in Philly instead. There's a bit of an issue in this. Basically, apparently this is wrong. Tim Pool himself has said, no, it's still going to be there. It's still going to be where we said it was. All the rest of it. Apparently this is all fake news. But isn't it insane how that this is being reported in this way? The founder of Vice News, the local guy who is mixed race, who has invited people of different ethnicities and different political leanings, wants to have a discussion about ending racism, and a gang of white people are stopping him do it. And we're supposed to believe they're the good guys. I'm sure the KKK used to try and convince people they were the good guys too. I'm sure they did convince people they were the good guys sometimes. I love this though. Given that the stated purpose is to have... Oh wait, is that big enough actually? Because I want you to get this last bit. Given that the stated purpose is to have folks with different views talk to each other in a civil fashion, the irony of the progressive reaction is not lost on Poole. They actually got a quote from the person himself. Well done. I have white progressives and anti-racists and anti-fascists trying to shut us down with a harassment campaign. I will not let that stop me from challenging racism and authoritarianism. How fucking insane is this shit, man? I can't wait for the footage from Friday. I can't wait. We need this, man. And just like anyone that stood up for anything worth fighting for, there was always a struggle. There was always the arseholes, man. Do not let these people grind you down. This is good. It might not go well. It might not go well. They might have problems. They might have the whole thing. Every single conversation might be a washout. Might be crap. Everyone might be on their worst form, jet lagged, tired, harassed so much that they can't focus. They can't do it. But the fact that it is happening is phenomenal. Good. I mean, that Nazi pug guy gets relentlessly chased. Whatever he tries to do, they chase him and they chase him, and there's people who have openly promised to make sure he will never work again. That's their goal. You will never work again. If you ever try and get a job anywhere, we're going to phone endlessly, relentlessly. And it's the same. This is what always happens with these arsehole, far left fucking communist scumbags. It's the same thing every time. Your boss is like, look, I don't think you did anything wrong, but I can't take these phone calls anymore. I'm really sorry. I can't take the harassment. I can't take them smearing me. I can't take them review bombing me. So they let you go. There you go. And then they're happy then. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Because they're evil, disgusting, immoral creatures who have got so little to them, so little ability to conceptualize the world around them, that they just draw these weird, simplistic models. Mark Meacham, Count Dankula. I don't particularly like him. I don't like his videos that much, but I respect the hell out of him. I respect what he did. I respect his position. I respect his right to fucking live his life without coercion, without harassment. And that goes for any of these people. Every single one of them who will now be smeared. He'll be next, David Patman. He's already taken it, so even though he's far left. They'll all be smeared. Every single one of them. Just for appearing. She's great though. She loves the smears. And I love her. Right, guys. Let's check your comments and then we'll move on. What's happening? I think it's Alex that said Graham's de-radicalisation courses versus Owen Jones's journey. Take your pick. Hashtag Graham loves KKK. That's hashtag Graham. You assholes. Hashtag Graham loves KKK. Should we make that the name of the show when we go offline? Yeah, we'll just call it that, shall we?